Warranty Wire,
customer trust,
AI,
every day in the warranty world. Welcome back to Warranty Wire, the place for real talk about warranty in the age of automation, AI, and elevated expectations. Today, we're going to focus on National Customer Service Week, what it really takes to deliver great service in the warranty world. As always, I'm joined by Becca and Matt, veterans of more escalated calls than they'd like to remember. So let's remember those. Becca, what's your favorite escalated call of all time?
Oh, well, in our favorite age of the pandemic about 5 years ago, our mobile app is named COVI. It stands for Connected Owner Vehicle Intelligence. Then we came out in the wonderful year of 2020 and COVID emerged. Not only did our downloads spike higher than they have ever spiked before, but some of the feedback that we got and complaints that I heard from these escalated customer service calls included, when I download this Connected Owner Vehicle app, it's not telling me about my vaccination status for COVID. That has to be all-time favorite, and honestly left me speechless. Had a hard time responding to that customer.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's great. Matt, how about yours?
so many, but probably the best one I can think of was when I kind of think back to my banking days. So when I worked for HSBC Bank, we had a customer who called up and they were like, I've downloaded your app, I've downloaded the web app, I've got like every product you guys sell, I've got loans, I've got credit cards, I can't get any of it. And we must have been on the line to this customer for 30 minutes trying to troubleshoot. And then one of the guys just said, just out of curiosity, how long have you banked with HSBC? And the customer turned and was like, HSBC? Oh, no. I bank with Lloyd's, completely separate bank. Like at no point had anybody thought to ask, do you actually bank with us? And is this the right bank?
How did he even end up there?
I have no idea.
Oh, jeez.
That's the favorites.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I think ultimately when you think about warranty service, it's different than other types of customer service. So great service is not just about, being nice on the phone. It's about solving problems fast. I mean, think about it. In our industry, customers aren't calling up and just, checking in, asking how the weather is. No, they're upset, right? Because their product has broke and they want it fixed as soon as possible.
Yeah, and it's a whole different ballgame too, because it's not just an Amazon package that they need to send back to you and you can send a replacement. Like this is a complicated, expensive asset that needs diagnostics, inspection, parts ordering. So there's a much bigger picture and communicating to the customer with that customer service piece.
Yeah, it's a great point.
Yeah. And that's the thing for me as well, is when you start to think about warranty and we start to expand that out, it's not just, okay, there's a problem with my car, it could be there's a problem with my laptop, this is basically everything that I need to live and survive day to day, so it needs fixing now.
Matt, you want to play any games here?
Well, funnily enough, I do have some little games prepared. So what I thought we'd kick off with this time is a little game that you guys probably know called Two Truths and a Lie. But this is the customer service edition. So there's gonna be no personal secrets revealed on this one. So for those of you that don't know, so Two Truths and a Lie is I'll read 3 statements, 2 of which are true, 1 is false. So I want you guys to try and see if you can spot the lie. So the first one, after a bad experience, 91% of unhappy customers leave without complaining. Number 2, chatbots or AI handle up to 20% of interactions. And number 3, 86% of customers will pay more for better service. What do you think?
Pay more for better service sounds right. I would say that's true.
Right.
I think that I'd say 91% of unhappy customers leave without complaining.
You think that's a lie?
Yeah.
Well, I can tell you, actually, that one is true. It's the second one that is a lie. And I say it's a lie. It's slightly different statistic. So chatbots or AI handling up to 20% of interactions is false. It's actually 30%, which is quite shocking when you think about really AI chatbots really only been a thing for probably in serious amounts for the last 5 years or so. And now 30% of operations and interactions are being handled by AI, which is a huge number, really, when you think about it. Should we continue with the so not necessarily the games, but I've got some interesting warranty customer service metrics for you. So let's see if you guys can maybe guess some of these metrics. So the first one is the average claim call length. What have you got?
Does that include hold time too?
It does include hold time, yes.
15 minutes.
10.
Mark, you're closer. It's actually 18 minutes.
Mm.
18 minutes. That could be for, kind of initiating the claim. That could be partway through the claim. It could be at the end. 18 minutes, quite a long time when you think about
Well, it's warranty specific, you said?
warranty specific. Okay, next one. So what percentage of customers don't understand their coverage before they even call their warranty provider?
100%.
98.
So it's 62%. So 62% don't understand anything to do with their warranty before they even call.
I would think that's one of the highest metrics of why customers are calling in too, is am I covered? I feel like that's got to be the highest of why I need to even reach out to the warranty company.
And probably why they always kind of leave unhappy.
Exactly. Okay. What have you got for top 3 complaint triggers? What are we thinking?
My claim wasn't covered.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is one that's so denied claims. Yep.
Yeah, I would say also like maybe transparency. They might not necessarily know where their claim is at after they, first file it.
I'll give you that on lack of updates. Yeah.
What's the third?
So inconsistency. So inconsistent answers between reps, which is a huge one for me, and it's a huge I'm going to use the term grinds my gears because it does grind my gears. But what speak to what grinds my gears? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's warranty specific. I think that's a customer service issue across the board.
Training.
I find it so frustrating. Anytime you call in and you get to basically like the first person on the phone, and then you start giving information about who you are, or maybe like on your phone, you entered some details about your account, and then they pull you up. Okay. And then you tell them the problem. Okay, let me transfer you. You get transferred and then you start over.
Yeah.
You start over again like you're a brand new person. And it's like, what have I been doing for the last 20 minutes on the phone?
Yeah.
Frustrating.
Well, it's that part of you're entering everything in, and then you finally get to talk to a live person, and they're asking the same questions you just provided,
Yes.
right? Those answers to, and you're like, don't you have this in front of you?
Yes. And we talked about AI being 30% of chatbots. Like, you have the technology and the ability to make that a streamlined process of every nugget of information that a customer has given you, be able to carry that through the whole experience. So why are we not seeing that today in spaces? And is warranty now embracing that? Has anybody seen metrics going through that?
Call center managers make this happen. Fix it.
That's right.
Long overdue.
So I guess, Mark, for you, you're a veteran of customer experience, of kind of customer service. So for you, what would you say are the kind of key points to great or good customer service?
I think, the agents think they need to show empathy, right? They need to, kind of relate to the customer, understand that they're frustrated. And so they want to, make them feel comfortable. ask all the questions and get all the information that they need. They need to be transparent about, what they're doing. Hey, I'm going to step aside for a minute, put you on hold while I do this or do that or check in, right? And ultimately, the thing that concerned me was the 18 minutes average claim length, right? I mean, we need to work on speeding that up. And if we're seeing that AI, 20, 30%, and that's probably growing each and every day, that should allow that speed as well as the transparency, because then we go to, hey, updates, right? Text message. Here's your update on your claim. Everything's been filed. We have everything. It's good to go, etc. Here's where the status is, with the service repair center, with the shipping, etc. And that's really all customers want, is they want to know where it's at. I think for the longest time, we always talk about the pizza tracker, right? Domino's, they created this tracker, and it was absolutely brilliant, and where customers can simply see where it's at en route, right? I know Uber and Lyft, and they have all that integrated, and that's the world that everybody is used to now. So why not have that in the progress report continually updated via text, or if there's an app integration, that would be even better. Because again, they could be proactive then and be able to find out where everything's at on their time when they want to.
Yeah.
And it puts them in control. So I think ultimately that's utilizing the digital world that we live in at its advantages.
Yeah,
So
that's huge. I feel like traditionally when you talk about customer service, you think about calling in and talking to a human. And now that the digital age has really creeped into every facet of our life, customer service is when all these digital solutions don't give me the specific question that I need. So you're drilling down that funnel of having to call in for just about any question about starting a claim. What's the status of the claim? Do I even have a contract? Uh, how do I update my payment? All of those things can be managed digitally in a self-serve portal, first notice of loss flow. So that leaves the customer service experience to be, what specific question do I have that hasn't already been answered digitally? So there's still a need there, I believe, for the customer service reps to be there on standby. AI can help support the paperwork piece, but you still need, like you mentioned, that empathy and talk to a human. We've all had that experience where you're going through a digital solution, it's giving you access to things that you need, but at some point I need to talk to a human. And especially if you're upset or something didn't go the way that you wanted it to as a customer, you're going to need the empathy and talking to a real life person to help get that solution resolved. And that's where our customer service teams really have to hone in.
Yeah, and I think, one of the biggest myths when it comes to customer service, because, we love to bust a myth on this podcast, but is about customer service, or good customer service, or good customer experience being yes. I have to say yes to that customer. And actually that's not true. So if you think about that 18-minute hold time for a claim, or the average handling time for a claim call, if it takes me 18 minutes to find out that actually I'm not covered, that's a huge amount of time and a huge amount of wasted time. But in the event that that customer isn't covered for whatever reason it might be, it's just about being transparent with them. Don't hide behind policy. Be really clear and concise with them. And then that customer can understand, okay, I'm not covered, so I need to cover this out of my own pocket, but at least I haven't wasted a huge amount of time in actually getting to that end point. So it's not about, always saying yes to the customer. It's about just being clear and concise with them.
yeah, no, that's a great point, and I think that's a perfect segue into everything that we just discussed with our top tips in having great customer service, right? Transparency, being proactive, utilizing the technology that we have today to allow that to be even more proactive. Be where your customer is, right? That's email, that's text message. That could be a self-service portal. Like you said, Matt, don't hide behind the policy. Kind of explain everything that this protection covers and have an empathetic approach. The soft skills, those are really, really important. Track and act on the feedback. Listen to your customers. You know, send out surveys, CSAT scores, net promoter scores, get feedback from the actual customer base. And customers like and appreciate to provide feedback, whether it's positive or negative. Now, I will tell you, I don't exactly know what the numbers are, but the likelihood of somebody, promoting a bad experience is much greater than promoting a good experience. So obviously the negatives get the most noise. So again, reach out to the customers, get their feedback, and act on it internally and externally with your customer service. That's goes into the training, right? With the empathetic approach, the soft skills, that product knowledge, you know, be there for that customer. And then I think the last thing we have, is the digital experience importance. That digital experience is technology's there. Let's utilize it. It's only going to make things better. So
Yeah, I think when we talk about digital, we've already touched on it a little bit around kind of AI, but Becky, you are fast becoming the AI queen within Axiom. So, kind of what's your thoughts about using AI? Is this it's I mean, it's not even an emerging technology really. When we think about that 30% statistic, your thoughts about utilizing AI within warranty.
yeah, she's in a relationship with an AI agent right now.
Yes.
Apparently that's a thing.
Yikes. Yeah, as far as AI, some of the tangible takeaways of what we've been seeing success with in the market is you got to embrace it. Okay. I know it's scary, but don't run from it. Okay. It's making our lives easier and it's going to improve the customer service experience too. However, there's still that piece I talked about where there are cases where we still need humans. We need empathy, we need connection. So both of those things can coexist successfully, and we can leverage AI to be a tool for our customer service reps to use and make their lives easier, and also for the customer. So when you talk about the customer utilizing AI, walk them through and deploy a chatbot on your site, your self-serve portal. If they can't navigate or find something, AI can help search that for them with just a prompt in a chat form rather than having to dig through any sort of software or documentation or your filing cabinet in your basement. And then on the customer service side, leverage AI as a tool to help you understand what this customer needs and what they have purchased to service their warranty in a streamlined way rather than having to educate yourself, read through all their documents, read through several pages of a software interface, whatever you're managing your warranties with. AI can pull up that customer's contract based on the phone number that they're answering or that they're calling in from. They can give you a high level summary of, this customer has had 5 open claims in the last 6 months. They've been late on payments. It can help rate that customer on any sort of risks, as well as give analysis post phone call. So after that customer service rep has serviced the customer and helped them with what they need, AI can also summarize what was the sentiment of that call, what was the summary, just to organize all the data and information when you're a customer service rep or a manager above that to be able to help make sure that metrics are being met, customers are being served, and how to improve your teams from there.
Yeah, and I think you also brought up the point with your frustration with you go ahead and you provide all this information, and then the agent you're talking to says, "Oh, that's a different department." Right? So here you're able to potentially use AI to go ahead and direct through a series of questions to the right resource that customer has and route them accordingly, which ultimately speeds up the time, less frustration on the customer's behalf as well.
Mhm.
I mean, this is something I was thinking about the other day is, shameless plug here for Microsoft Teams, but everybody within an organization uses Microsoft Teams every day. And if you've not started using that AI functionality that summarizes the meeting, summarizes the action points, actually that's something that can be taken into the customer service realm, because we've all been there. If you ever worked in customer service yourself, you end that call, you think, shoot, there was something I was supposed to do for that customer, and I haven't written it down anywhere. I can't remember it. Well, actually, we're able to summarize the discussion points, and here is what was the action point for the customer. Here's what the action point was for you. This is AI that exists today that's being used in a lot of big organizations. Well, let's kind of expand that out to the customer service realm to make it easier for the agents and make sure this stuff doesn't slip through the cracks about.
Yeah, and Becca talked about, don't be afraid of it, right? Don't be scared of it. And if you're scared of it, I would just simply just recommend just downloading, whether it's Perplexity or Chat GPT or one of those apps, right? You can even go online and utilize them, but just say, hey, I want a recipe that focuses on high protein, gluten free, is easy to prepare, and it's going to feed a family of four, right? And it's going to spit out these recipes and how to, as well as, your grocery list. You can also say, hey, I want to plan, and I actually did this recently. I said, I plan a vacation for me that is within 5 hours driving distance, but it's much cooler than Dallas, Texas in the end of July. And it put me in this mountain in Arkansas. And I was like, all right, guess we're going to a mountain in Arkansas. And it was cooler. And it was just
Cooler
really neat.
temperature?
Cooler
or Cooler
temperature.
experience. Okay.
Cooler temperature.
Mhm.
The experience was cool too.
And you get the brownie points for planning a vacation as well. So
I mean, it's like I'm saying, just go out there and just try it out and try these things and get more and more comfortable with it. I utilize it every day because I might not be as tactful in my communication skills. So I say, hey, here's my email. How would you rewrite it in an empathetic, warm tone? And it spits something out, and that's what I go with.
Yep. And I see as those features continue to evolve, that's all going to be embedded in the customer service software itself. So those will be innate features that customer service teams can use without even having to navigate to other platforms as well.
That's awesome. Any further thoughts, guys, on customer service week? I think yeah, I
Well,
want to just thank all the customer service reps out there. Like I said earlier, it's not a job for the weak-hearted. As you can imagine, the calls can get pretty aggressive. Um, they could be extremely volatile and quickly. And so there's just the agents are just so skilled in helping drive down the aggressiveness and the tone and being able to kind of get it back on track of, again, hearing the customer out, getting them taken care of, and putting them closer to, to getting their product or their asset or whatever fixed, repaired, anything like that. And so, kudos to all the reps and agents out there, and thanks for picking up that phone.
Yeah, it takes a lot of emotional
Yeah.
intelligence to do that job. To get yelled at, screamed at, not always logic, but as a customer service rep, you have to really think about the job, take a deep breath, remain calm, and try to service that customer as best you can. I relate to it highly because I have 3 toddlers at home, and it's very similar experience. There's a ton of emotion, big feelings is what we call them. There's no logic or rationale, but you gotta take a deep breath, remain calm, and help get through the problem and solve it. So customer service reps are warriors for sure.
and the thing is, there are businesses out there that are properly embracing the customer service experience, really kind of taking care of their customers. And there's a couple that spring to mind. I love an anecdote, as you know. But I don't know if you guys have heard about Amazon's kind of concept
You
about
say
you
say Amazon?
me.
Don't make fun of
Amazon?
him.
Amazon?
I was, yes, in my poshest voice, yeah. Yeah, so Amazon have this concept of an empty chair in all of their meetings, whether they be board meetings, whether they be kind of middle management meetings. And the concept of that empty chair is that is for a customer. So the customer should always be present in any meeting that we have. It's a long standing, and I always thought it was a myth, but apparently it's genuine. Jeff Bezos implemented it. It's like it's going to be in, and that's a really cool thing for me because it always shows that actually, yeah, do you know what? Genuinely, you do have the customer at the heart of it, and the way that Amazon has completely revolutionized their customer experience shows that. One of the funnier ones that I think is good as well is so Nordstrom, so who are a tire producer, they actually quite a few claims they refunded tires that they had never even sold. So they had a few customers that came to them and said, "I've got a problem with this tire. It's split quickly," or anything like that. It was kind of substandard tires. And Nordstrom, rather than saying it's nothing to do with us, it's another tire producer, they actually refunded that customer. And that for me, that's like going above and beyond when it comes to customer experience. But it just shows that rather than just saying nothing to do with me, sorry, they just went, you know what, we'll help the customer out. It's stuff like that that shows that there are companies out there that are genuinely embracing customer
Well, you
experience.
think about it, they're gonna take care of that customer. They have a customer for life now, right? So
Exactly.
they earned it. So I think for me, one of the things for anybody that's out there in the customer service, I would challenge you during this week. Audit your calls for pain points. Listen to the customers, listen to your team, your agents. Also ask agents for what are the top recurring complaints. If you have a growing list of, let's say, 20-30% of the complaints are this, well, now we can turn those complaints into positives. That's one way of approaching it. Test a new digital touch point. Text messages, they're becoming more and more popular. I think they're starting to replace email. I know I get so many emails, and now Gmail will even push things into spam even more so. And so you'll never even see that. And it could be something important about your product, about your warranty. So having, text messages, everybody's got their cell phone with them. They're looking at text messages or used to the push notifications. Utilize those. And then I think ultimately another is to celebrate your agents, especially the agents that are receiving high net promoter scores or net CSAT scores. Put it out on LinkedIn. Hey, just want to celebrate this person, and and spotlight them. And that you'll see that goes a long recognition goes a long way. Because again, remember what they're doing every single day. They're taking heated calls. So that's what I would wrap up. And then, kind of, if your service hasn't changed in 5 years, it's probably overdue. So that's another one.
Embrace technology. Technology exists. It can make your life easier, customers' life easier, and a lot more efficient and insightful. So if you haven't started embracing not only AI, but the ability to deliver customer digital experiences, definitely step in that direction.
I think for me, I would say service is a product. Whether companies think of it or not, service is a product. In that case, you have to make it a good one, because if you don't have good customer service at the heart of everything that you do, then your actual product, you can have the best product in the world. I don't think it matters.
That's awesome. Well, all right, guys. Thank you very much for joining today. That's a wrap on this episode. Questions or want to learn more, reach out. We love these conversations. They're always open to sharing behind the scenes. Until next time, see you guys later.
Thanks.
Warranty Wire.
Customer trust.
AI.
Every day in the warranty world.